Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Jennifer Tinsdale says the defendant left after learning their marriage wasn't legal and still owes her for a 3D printer.
All rise.
Jeffrey Tinsdale says the relationship was falling apart and the printer was a gift.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Tinsdale versus Tinsdale. Ms. Tinsdale, you are suing Mr. Tinsdale for $16,000 for emotional distress. Is that correct?
Yes, and also the 3D printer.
You said marriage, money, and the 3D printer fell apart all at once. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Tinsdale, you say you didn't pressure anyone into buying anything and you don't owe anything.
That's correct.
All right, I'll start with you, Ms. Tinsdale. What is your relationship with Mr. Tinsdale?
Well, this is my husband.
Oh, your current husband.
Well, we were married in the home.
You were or you are?
Well, we are. Well, it's not legal. We just found out that it's not legal, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but you changed your last name to Tinsdale.
Yeah, because we lived in a home together, as a married couple for 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did you all find out you weren't married?
Well, I got a promotion at work, so I got a new health plan. I went to add him to the health plan. And, well, they want to see the marriage certificate. So I looked it up, and it doesn't exist. So
you don't have a marriage license or a marriage?
The marriage certificate was never filed.
Oh, so you had a whole wedding. You thought you were married all these years?
Yes.
And then when they asked you to provide the marriage certificate, you went online to try to order one because you didn't know where it was?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't there?
Correct.
And then you found out you weren't legally married?
Right.
Oh, my word. So wait, so are you still together though, but you're just not married?
No. When he found out, it wasn't 2 days before my friend told me that she found his online dating profile.
Oh, wait a minute now.
And then he moved out.
So, Mr. Tinsdale, let me come over to you. So, you were married to Ms. Tinsdale for 8 years?
8 years living together. We dated for 5 years.
Okay, so you're like, correction. I wasn't married to her, but you were living as married for 8 years, thinking you were married.
Yes, correct.
For 8 years and dated 5 years before that.
That's correct.
So 13 years together.
14.
14 total.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, ain't 8 and 5 13?
Every day.
I was about to say, did you just say every time?
I think
There
there
you
was a
go.
few months.
13. It was still 13.
13.
He said it so confidently, I said to myself, well, Lord, let me check my little math. And my eyes went to rolling back in my head. I said, no, it's still 13. Okay, bottom line is you spent a lot of time together. You thought you were married to her for 8 of those years.
Correct.
So is it true that once you found out that there was no marriage certificate on file and it had never been filed, you got yourself an online dating profile, or you had that before?
Just before I moved out.
Oh, all right. So when it all got rocky.
I had already found out about,
You weren't really married.
Exactly.
You were having problems.
That's correct.
You're like, let me get my little self back out in the ocean and see what's going on,
just
swimming
have a look
around.
around, but I'm still not dating anybody. I'm busy with my business, and yeah.
So take me to the part where you're suing for $16,000 in emotional distress. What do you believe the defendant has done to give rise to this level of damage?
So we have spent some time in this home that we were going to purchase. making it our own. It's a gorgeous backyard for our dog, Buddy. And this has just been so devastating. Not only now, he left the dog with me, so I had to take a couple of days off work because I was so upset. And that's a new job, remember? And now I have to find care for Buddy. I have to find somebody to care for the home while I'm gone.
So he
we
left
were
you
gonna
high and
buy.
dry.
Yeah, we were
Are
gonna
you
buy this
splitting any
home.
of the bills, Mr. Tinsdale, or you just left the house to her and said, you keep it, you pay for it, I'm not married to you, I'm out of here?
Well, the house is being rented. So
Is it in both of your names? The lease in both of your names?
It was, but not anymore.
Oh, you put the lease in your name alone now? Or you don't live there anymore?
The landlord was very nice and cooperated and took him off of the lease.
Okay, so he's no longer on the lease.
Yes.
Right, but I don't want this big house by myself.
So why'd you take him off the lease?
To get him out of the hair.
Yeah, but then he got out of responsibility.
Yeah, it wasn't a smart move.
Girl, no.
No.
Coming up,
The printer was a gift, and there was no discussion of any money being owed.
And so when
Or
you
reimbursed.
asked her to buy the printer, you said, can you buy me this gift?
That's correct.
and later,
So it was Eric's idea for the loser to get tattooed of the winner's face.
Of the winner's face.
Correct.
Where?
Correct, Your Honor. Wherever the loser wants, as long as the winner pays.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Jennifer Tinsdale, who brought Jeffrey Tinsdale to court for emotional distress and a 3D printer.
So what are the damages of $16,000? You submitted your evidence to the court, both of you did. Walk me through how you arrived at $16,000 worth of damages for emotional distress. And then you're saying in your pleading that your marriage, your money, and a 3D printer fell apart all at once. How did the 3D printer get in it?
So Jeffrey came up with another get-rich-quick scheme, and he wanted this 3D printer so that he could print his keychains and make some money. So I'm the one that has the credit, and it was a business deal supposed to bring us money from the 3D printer. So I went on and purchased him the 3D printer, which he has now and didn't pay me back
So
for.
how much was the 3D printer? Did you submit the receipt?
Yes, I did. It's $998 to be exact.
Okay, Exhibit A,
Yes,
receipt for this printer, $998.
Yes.
And you're saying when he left, he took this printer with him?
Yes.
Did you take the printer with you, Mr. Tinsdale?
I did take the printer. The printer was a gift, and there was no discussion of any money being owed.
And so when
Or
you
reimbursed.
asked her to buy the printer, you said, can you buy me this gift?
That's correct.
So when you moved out, you took the printer.
Correct.
Okay, so today, though, you're not suing for the amount even of this $998 printer. You say you're suing for emotional distress.
yes. I had to take off of work immediately to stay home and get over this complete debacle. Depression. I suffered from depression, and I had to take care of Buddy. I mean, Buddy missed him just as much as I did.
The dog?
The dog. The dog is whimpering for him every night.
Poor Buddy.
Yes, poor Buddy. I've spent so much money
So
on...
in your file, you also submitted pictures on you guys basically having a full wedding and a honeymoon. So you're thinking you're married. So at that time when you're married, you're thinking you're buying something that is going to be a property of your home together.
Yes,
The
for
intention
us.
there. All right. Take me to the emotional distress. You said you felt depressed. I'm looking
Yes.
through your court file. I don't see really any evidence here that you had real medical issues associated with this. I mean, yeah,
No.
you were disappointed.
I was so embarrassed. I didn't
You were
want anybody
embarrassed,
to know.
all the things.
Yeah, I didn't want anybody to know, but I did have to stay home for a few days.
Well, where are the receipts from you having to have medication prescribed, for you going to the doctor, for you? I don't have any of this.
Right, I did not go to the doctor.
Right. So therefore, we're in a situation that's very difficult.
Yeah.
This is one of these life lessons, and look, you guys are both
older people, like I am, right? You live enough life, you learn many lessons. Here is very interesting, because what I think you did was closer to making an investment in a business that he wanted to start. And I truly believe that you weren't making an investment in a business for him to start, for him to make the money and only spend the money on himself.
Right.
No. At that time in your mind, you were making the small initial investment in a piece of equipment, computer equipment, a printer for a business that my husband, you're thinking, at that time, would be able to earn money to help support us.
Correct.
And for that reason, the court is on the line about this whole gift thing. I do not believe you suffered emotional distress to the level that this court could award you $16,000 in damages. However, I do feel like there's a little bad faith here, Mr. Tinsdale. 2-3 days after you figure out you're not married, you already online, having a full profile. She's there basically going through a grieving process like she was in a divorce. If you were going to break up, you might have just said to her, do you mind if I take the printer? She might have just been like, whatever, okay? Who knows? But you never gave her that option. You just took it. I don't believe this was a gift in terms of the way gifts are laid out under the law. I believe it was more of an investment into you and your business that she should get a return on. Judgment for the plaintiff for $998, the value of the printer. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $998.
I do hope your business goes well.
I never intended to hurt you. It just didn't work out. And I wish the best for you. And I hope you find happiness.
You too, Jeffrey.
All right, please gather your things and follow me this way.
Coming up.
You know, Mr. Padilla is saying, look, you guys wagered a bet.
But I think we all can agree here that this is a little egregious. I mean, you're still my friend, but to be here over $250, I thought that we could have handled this like civilized human beings and maybe just talked about it.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. Marcus Padilla claims he and his friend agreed that the loser of a bet would have the winner's face tattooed on their body, but the defendant refused to get inked. Eric Hayes says the plaintiff took a joke too seriously.
This is the case of Padilla versus Hayes. Mr. Padilla, you are suing Mr. Hayes for $250 for breach of contract. Mr. Hayes, you say you don't owe the plaintiff anything. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'll start with you, plaintiff. Please tell the court why you're here. What happened?
Yes, so a little backstory of me and Eric. We've been knowing each other for over a decade. You know, we're super competitive. And so we always go to this bar and we do these bets playing pool. So the loser has to do whatever the winner wants. So this particular day, we were playing pool. It was tied. I won 2, Eric won 2. So it was Eric's idea for the loser to get tattooed of the winner's face.
Of the winner's face?
Correct.
Where?
Correct, Your Honor. Wherever the loser wants, as long as the winner pays.
So, Mr. Padilla, I want to walk through your evidence that you submitted to court.
Yes.
In Exhibit A?
Exhibit A is a deposit of the non-refundable tattoo that I made October 26th after he lost the bet on October 25th.
Okay, so he lost the bet and you did make a deposit for him to get this tattoo?
Correct, yes.
Exhibit B, this is a text message exchange. You said I booked the tattoo appointment for next Saturday, the deposit's down, and you are officially a committed loser. And then you say, Mr. Hayes, you serious? You say yes, you lost the bet fair and square. So at the end of the day, you felt like you were joking about this tattoo, and you were serious and went down and put your money.
Yes, ma'am.
Coming up.
Mr. Padilla, do you really want Mr. Hayes to have a tattoo of you on his body? This is a permanent thing.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Marcus Padilla and Eric Hayes over a deposit for a tattoo.
So, Mr. Padilla, let me ask you this. Are you saying that you really thought he was going to get a whole tattoo of your face? This is a permanent thing.
Yeah, he's always been talking about getting a tattoo, so I thought maybe this was his way of getting it. You know, we've been friends for so long that, you know, I thought
That he lost the game on purpose, because what he really wanted to be his first tattoo was a picture of your face? I don't know about that. So, Mr. Hayes, I want to go to you. You know, Mr. Padilla is saying, look, you guys wagered a bet.
In most cases, I take accountability, but I think we all can agree here that this is a little egregious. I mean, Marcus, you're still my friend, but to be here over $250, I thought that we could have handled this like civilized human beings and maybe just talked about it. And honestly, going back before I met him about a decade ago, he actually had a thing for Tiffany, who's my wife.
Oh.
So I'm not exactly sure.
All right, well, now let's finally get to the real point, because I'm thinking to myself, who thinks somebody getting a tattoo of a man's face on them? I mean, So, tell me about Tiffany. So you liked Tiffany at first.
Yes, sir, I did, Your Honor.
But you ended up marrying Tiffany.
Correct. They were middle school love hearts. Nothing
So
big.
he wants Tiffany to see him every day, his face as a tattoo on you.
Correct, Your Honor. Correct.
Okay. I mean, Mr. Padilla, let me be honest. Do you really want Mr. Hayes to have a tattoo of you on his body?
Your Honor, it's not even about
Is
the
the
tattoo.
bet really that deep?
No, it's not really about the tattoo. I just
What
want my
is it
money.
about?
I just want my money back. You know.
All right.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
You know, this court doesn't really find that a true contract existed. A valid contract, of course, it requires a bargain for exchange. You know, it requires performance by one of the parties. You say you put this money down, but making someone put and tattoo a face of another human being on their person in a permanent ink, tattooing it, is not something this court is interested in enforcing, even if I thought this was enforceable, which I don't think it was. When you are trying to create an enforceable contract, there has to be a meeting of the minds, but part of that includes an intention to form a binding contract. I don't think that wager amounts to that. And for that reason, I'm going to dismiss your claim. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed.
It was never about Tiffany, brother.
I don't want to sacrifice our friendship.
10 long years, bro. See you at the court.
All right, please gather all your things and follow me this way.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.